Alright, welcome to the Black Nation channel. If you saw the title, then you know we're going to be talking about the Miss Pat show. Um, first and foremost, just let me say this, that this is my opinion, this is not a fact, but I don't think that Miss Pat deserves a 8.2 on IMDb. Okay, that's just crazy. So we're putting Miss Pat in the top tier of not TV shows but also movies. It's 8.2 if you go on IMDb, and it's 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is just crazy. And me personally, for the Miss Pat show, it's not a rewatchable show. You know, quite frankly, I don't think it deserves 4 seasons. I'm happy that it got 4 seasons because, just helping out all the other black actors, because the Miss Pat show is a all black cast. You can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong with that, and I think that the whole cast, they did great. It was just the material and how everything was set up and all the cussing. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Home?
Yep, back to Plainfield, Indiana.
Oh, that's a nice city.
Well, I just moved there. I'm still getting used to it. But if you like white people, tiki torches, and duck shit, it's a nice city.
I'm looking forward to getting home. I miss my children like crazy.
They dead?
I just miss them. Don't you miss yours?
Child, I don't miss the babies by my husband or them grown-ass kids by my baby daddy.
Were you out here for work as well?
Yep. I'm a comedian. You?
I'm a geologist.
What?
A geologist. I study rocks.
Wait a minute. They get white people jobs studying rocks? I used to sell crack rocks. You mean to tell me I'm a damn geologist? Damn, another school shooting.
Oh, can you believe it? These poor kids are so lost.
Lady, poor kids can't afford no AR-15. That boy's a terrorist, and if he wasn't white, he'd be dead.
You really think they would have killed him if he wasn't white?
You do realize black folks don't have to play the lottery no more. You just wait till the police shoot your child.
As you can see, the Miss Pat show is the cussing, and I just don't think that with a score like 8.5, I don't like with a score like 8.5. It does not compare to something like the Tyler Perry House of Pain, because that's my pinnacle of the top, like my top tier show, because Tyler Perry House of Pain came out in 2006, and it is getting a new episode in 2025. That's the pinnacle of black TV, of black sitcoms right there. That's the pinnacle. You have your Family Matters, Everybody Hates Chris. You got your Wayne's brothers, the Parkers. You got your Martins and all that stuff, Moesha. And every last one of those that I just named, you could go back and rewatch those and enjoy your time. But with the Miss Pat show, it's very just, I think it takes itself way too seriously. Like, all those shows that I just said, are rewatchable. The Miss Pat show is not a rewatchable show. You would come back and rewatch this show after you're bored of everything else. And it's just, and it's really sad because with a score of 8.2, then it should be a rewatchable show. It should be a good and wholesome rewatchable show, but it's not. It's not. And that goes back to that goes back to the title of the video. For the Miss Pat show, I don't think it deserves the 8.2, and quite frankly, I don't think it deserves 4 seasons. Now, I'm happy that it got I'm happy that it got 4 seasons. It's an all black cast. Big ups to Black Power and empowering and all that stuff. Because that's why I started Black Nation, because I want to use my platform to empower black people, not trying to tear anybody down, but to build and just to build them up and to build something that we can all use generationally. But with the Miss Pat show, with a score of with a Rotten Tomato score, I mean, that's hard for me to believe. That's hard for me to believe, because I mean, I had trouble watching the first season. I generally had trouble watching the first season. I did. Another gripe that I have, and another thing too about the Miss Pat show is the laugh track. The laugh track gives me secondhand embarrassment. Because they say a joke and the joke is not funny, and then here comes the laugh track, so it's like, oh, you should laugh at this because it's funny. You get it? That's why the laugh track is there. It gives me secondhand embarrassment because none of this is funny. It's not funny. And I won't say it's just not a funny show. There were plenty of times where I did laugh. There were some moments where I did laugh.
You know what? Since y'all about to drink and turn y'all cars into weapons anyway, y'all should come to my comedy show tonight.
Oh, that could be fun.
I really should go home and feed my children, but as you would say, fuck them kids.
So it's settled. Parents' night out at Pat Show.
Don't do it again, bitch. I've been shot.
Your act is not congruent with our clientele.
I'm confused.
Okay, let me know if you can understand this. Look, nigga. Your shit is too ghetto for my damn club. How about that?
Beat your Uncle Tommy.
Hey, don't make me call security!
Talk to my damn sister like that. And he probably paid $400 for that when I could have got him the real one for $2.
How the hell you gonna get a real purse cheaper than a knockoff?
Because I met this chick at Panda Express. She got the hookup on everything.
You was on that Panda Express for a minute.
Well, you're a married woman. You know a lot can happen in a minute.
Ain't that the truth?
But look, I will go swap this one out with a real one and put it right back, and he'll never have to know. Oh, shit! Put that. Okay, stop it. Okay, all right, I'm sorry. Okay.
At the show, there was some moments, but it really wasn't that often. And the laugh track just kept on coming back like, oh, this is supposed to be funny. But it really was not funny, or I'm just not getting it. Maybe, in order for me to get the funniness, I'll have to be more stupid. I gotta come to this show. I gotta come to watch this show as like I gotta dumb it down. Maybe then it'll be more funny, because it just doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work for me the way it is, or I'm just not getting it. But it just doesn't work for me like that. So for the show to have a laugh track and it's not funny is really a shame. And it does try. I think it tries a little bit too much. I think the Miss Pat show tries to be serious, a little bit too serious, and then it's not funny. Like on the
Serious, Pat.
I am.
Serious or gay?
I'm gay.
You serious?
Do you have a problem with me being gay?
I don't.
Me neither.
Dildo. Ditto.
Can we please just eat?
Why would you want to be gay?
Want to? Nobody asks to be oppressed. I was born this way.
Not according to my ultrasound.
You know what?
All right.
You better get 'em.
Why don't we all just take a breath, huh? And hear each other out.
I've heard enough of what she has to say.
Ashley.
No, Brandon, I'm tired of her always talking like she got some moral high ground. Like she's perfect. Do you know the mess you put us through as kids? How we had to watch Lloyd beat you and then watch you fight every woman he cheated with?
You didn't have to watch. You could have helped the bitch out. You was old enough to bite a hole on the kneecap.
And let's not even talk about the illegal stuff, like you selling drugs in front of my school.
Hell, your teacher was gonna buy that dope from somebody.
I mean, you did hide crack in our diapers.
And you shitted on my crack, so we even.
Look at that. Always a joke, no remorse.
I'm not joking. Have you ever tried to sell shitty crack?
No. Have you ever tried to smoke shitty crack? Okay. It gets all under your fingernails, and then it just.
I'll save you some.
You have no right to judge what I want to do with my life. You were a horrible mother.
Is that what you...
Exactly what I was saying. It is not funny. It tries to be funny and serious, but for some reason it just doesn't work. You know, on the Tyler Perry House of Pain, they had that scene talking about Janine going to like on crack, and Curtis is just cracking jokes. That works for some reason. You know what I mean? But it's like if you're gonna be serious, then be serious. If you're not going to, then you know. If you're going to be serious, then be serious. If you're going to be funny, then be funny. And when they try to mix it, it just doesn't work for this show. It just doesn't work for me. Like, I could not watch the second season of this. I just couldn't. It was just so much. And what just makes it worse for me, too, is that it's only 30 minutes long. And every episode just feels long as crap. You know, it just feels so long because I just couldn't get behind it. I mean, I know other people, I know everybody, you know, is different and can watch this. I just can't. You know, I just can't. I would have to literally dumb everything down for me to actually enjoy this. Not saying you have to be dumb to enjoy this, but I'm just not enjoying it. I don't have the moral high ground on anybody at all. I just could not get behind it because this is not the black sitcoms that I grew up and enjoyed. This is not what they were about. You know, this was not what they were about, where, you know, it just wasn't, you know. And then the whole thing about, you know, the racism going on and all this other stuff and fighting. I'm all for black power, but it's just like, it's like they constantly contradict themselves as well. It's like you want to fight that, like you want to fight, yeah, you know, you want to fight it. I'm all for it, you know. It's Black Nation all the way for me, you know. I'm down with that. I'm down with uplifting black people, you know, and so we can build something together, and you know. But then it's just like the contradiction comes in when the two main characters, Miss Pat and Tammy, are cussing like sailors, N-word this and N-word that. It's hard for people to think you're intelligent when it's just cuss words every other word, you know, or the N-word. You know, it's hard. It's really hard for you to put that, oh, I want, you know, black power, you know, we're going to do this and rise above that, but then every other word out of your mouth is a cuss word or it's the N-word. You know, you got to project, you know, it's different. And I didn't think it really worked in here because it was mostly like Tammy and Pat were the main ones cussing like sailors, saying the N-word this. Everybody else was just chill. They were the main two that cussed all the time, used the N-word, and it just, I don't know, it's like just using the N-word all the time, it was just a lot for me, you know, because this is supposed to be a black sitcom, you know, I'm supposed to come in here and enjoy this, and I couldn't enjoy it for the simple fact of, you know, I don't understand any of it, you know, because I didn't grow up around a bunch of people that just cuss and said the N-word, because I wouldn't be around people like that. You know, I wouldn't be around people like that. I need intelligent people around me, you know. Not every word needs to be a cuss word, and you don't need to say the N-word like that. You're going to articulate your words with me, you know, so I understand how smart you are. You're going to articulate your words. You know, everybody can speak, so I just didn't get it. Because out of all the shows that came before Miss Pat, the Miss Pat show, and even all the Tyler Perry movies, right, and TV shows, there hasn't been one black person on any of the shows that I suggested or any of the shows that y'all know of black sitcoms. that have just had a black person in there cussing up a storm and saying the N-word, because it just doesn't work. You know, it just doesn't work with all that cussing. You know, it just doesn't work, and that threw me off. That threw me off a lot too. That threw me off a lot too, because of just all the cussing. I can't get behind everything, because when I wake up and I want to watch a black sitcom, I like to see the struggles that happen with the family. You know, I like to see the struggles that happen with the family and the hardships that black people go through for the family and everybody to come together and figure out what they can do to help each other and how to get out of it. And they have a good time doing it. You know, that's the type of shows I watch. I don't watch shows with a bunch of cussing and people just saying the N-word like that. You know, I'm here to, I want to see black people, I want to see them rise up. I don't want to see them kind of rise up and tear themselves down. You know, I want to see my black sitcom rising up as a family. Because it just felt kind of awkward too, and I wouldn't say that Tammy and Miss Pat felt misplaced. I mean, they were just the two most loudmouths cussing all the time, while everybody else was just, like I said, just cool. Everybody else was just chilling. The kids didn't cuss. Her husband didn't cuss. Well, sometimes it was just her and Tammy. Nobody else really cussed like that, unless they were in her family, like her cousins, her auntie, you know, all that other stuff. But nobody, like, it just felt weird, you know, as a black sitcom with an all-black cast. That's what got me. With an all-black cast, you got to do all that cussing. And I get that could be just how she is, or how she wanted to portray her character. Because I don't think Miss Pat is like that, you know. It's just for the TV, but it's just for the TV show. But it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me. You know, it does not work for me. I think that's all I really had to say about the Miss Pat show, since it is coming out Tuesday with a new season for the Pat Court. The Miss Pat Settles It. You know, it's coming out with that. I'm not going to talk about that, but I just want to restate that this is just my opinion. This is not a fact. Okay, this is not a fact, but I am very strong with my opinion. Very, very strong for my opinion. And I just want to say that I don't think that the Miss Pat show deserves a 8.2. Glad to see it. You know, glad to see it. I don't think it deserves that, because I watched the first season and it wasn't really anything special. It really wasn't anything special. I couldn't even watch the second season. It's just, with a score like that, I would hope that they could get a 5th season, because you got the Tyler Perry House of Pain over here that is a 3.7 out of 10, and it's still getting a new season in 2025. So something's not right there. And another thing before I go, I knew nothing about Miss Pat until this show. Like, I knew nothing about Miss Pat at all. I'm watching BET and the commercial comes up. Oh, the Miss Pat show, new series Miss Pat show. I didn't know anything about Miss Pat. I had to look her up, because I never watched any of her comedy shows or anything, or known any of the other movies she was in. She just came out of left field for me, because I knew nothing about her until this. I'm happy to know her now. You know, I'm happy to know her now, but I didn't know anything about her from the get-go. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment and leave a like. And we out.